Namaste, my dears. We continue with your questions and comments. And there came out a beautiful comment from a very good friend of mine while I was living in Estonia. I haven't shared maybe on the channel so much, but I have a big background of life experience behind me, which means I had experience of working in about 15 business fields and 5 public ones, including international affairs and diplomacy. But one of my final business fields where I worked actively and I did a huge impact from my heart for development of this industry in my country and worldwide internationally was the game development industry. So eventually in Estonia, I have a good friend who is one of the owners of one of the most oldest in the world animation game development companies. It's an outsourcing game development company called Fox 3D. And we did arts for more than 80 products of AAA games. So if you have ever played games, there's a very high chance that you played a game with our design. So yeah, and while I was in Estonia, I was often helping also smaller studios and people who are in the game dev industry, to share wisdom, to share knowledge, to travel together to conferences, and just to develop this network of spiritual connection. And it was so pleasant to see that the comment came from an old friend of mine who did a beautiful journey, that he was able to move from China to Estonia. So you would understand this is such different cultures. It's just so different that it's hard even to put it in words, that it just makes me smile. And my friend, he was able to do it, and he adapted to Estonia and our weather and our 4 hours of flight in winter times and other things. And eventually came a comment and a small just request, and which brings me inspiration. And I'm so happy that here we're still connected. And so thanks for your reply. Just go with whatever topic you feel drawn to. Follow that inner voice, not what the mainstream audience wants. Thank you very much, brother. Yeah, there's a lot of things which are inside of me, and I'll try to share, and I'll continue. So, as for me, I'm diving into the cloud engineering lately, though it strangely feels like it overlaps with inner engineering. You know, the spiritual kind you talk about? I'm still wondering where mushrooms fit into the inner engineering. Are they an accelerator, a catchy, a dream running in a virtual machine while the host stays awake? Very interesting, yeah? Dream running in a virtual machine while the host stays awake. Or maybe just a hacking script for the mind. I'll have to find out for myself someday. Well, thank you very much, brother. I'm very happy that we're still connected. And yes, once I'll pass by in Estonia, we'll catch up for a coffee. Haven't traveled to homeland for many years, but there will come a moment in time. So I can tell you for sure that in my life journey, it was such a game changer when I connected with mushrooms and got my personal experience of bringing your consciousness to a more higher level and state. This is something which is very hard to put it in words, but thanks that I'm already working with mushrooms for 15 years, I have the opportunity of structuring that information and remembering the journeys and putting it in a simple form and way. So for the audience that doesn't know me, I like to compare our life with a professional high-level game. So games, computer games, in my opinion, is a reflection of a certain transition of our godly nature. So as we're being created by God, God is a creator. Everybody knows it. So how does God create life? So, in a very similar way, the logic of creation of life and balance is being reflected in games. Because games, you literally are a creator in a world where you can create your own rules, your own principles, your interaction, balance, and everything. So, eventually, people who are in the game industry in a deep conceptual way are actually developing the mindset of God or the mindset of being a creator in holding and keeping the balance and making everything fit together, allowing for the storyline to flow, going into the rules that will keep the balance, going into a reward system, punishing system, uh, let's say survival system with if in the games we have a 0-1 code, then here we have the 5 elements: water, wind, earth, fire, and the 5th one, ether, as our consciousness and soul. And it also interestingly interacts. So your question, this is just a small, just very briefly, a small understanding why he asked me about like this specific concept. And when we look that all of this life is just a more higher form of a godly game, of a godly dream, of a godly balance, then where are mushrooms in this game? What do they give us? How do they assist us? And the question is very good. I highly inspire you, my dear friend, in autumn time, and I'll send you the location. I can show you where the magical mushrooms grow in Thailand, so you would have your own personal, beautiful experience. But in a practical way, when I tried mushrooms for the first time, I momently saw that it's a very magical, special instrument that gives, first of all, a boost of energy. You know, this energy which helps you to activate parts of your mind and yourself which were sleeping for a long time, or you didn't have that energy to turn on them, or there was not a critical situation which pushed you in using the capacities and possibilities which are hidden inside of you. So first of all, mushrooms, they're like a potion of magical strength and energy. With the strength and energy, when the consciousness rises, you start to see everything from a side. And at the same time, the mushrooms, as we consume them, their original form and state is something that is very closely interconnected with the structure of reality. As you know, only on our planet, the first living beings were mushrooms. Then the mushrooms, through the mycelium and so the spores, have created land, ground, fertilized it, and then eventually through that came later on the first plants and trees. So mushrooms created a fundament on themselves for nature to develop. And then inside of this nature of especially trees and grasses, the next level of form of life came animals and living beings. So the mushrooms are the fundament as the ancient, let's say, living being on Earth, which created for plants the development and for living beings. So that's why everything what we see around us has the element of mushrooms. When a person is being born, he already has spores inside of him and her. The same on every tree and everywhere we look and we see or don't see, there are spores of mushrooms. So that reason, when using mushrooms, we actually are not only getting a boost of energy, but through this connection, we get the connection with everything, where the mushrooms are, where they're located. And they're located everywhere. So that's why a person would experience a very interesting aspect of unity, of feeling everything. Because when you consume something and it is located somewhere on the outside, our antenna starts to focus upon it and read it and see it and feel it a lot more clearer. So in this way, it can be as an accelerator, as it gives the energy now to access the connection now with itself, which is, and the mushrooms, as you understand now, are located everywhere. So, and this, it's a very interesting tool course, at the same time, when using the game concept, like the mushrooms, they give you energy for your physical body and for your soul to rise up. But then later on, what do you do with the strength and how you will use the powers that have been activated? It depends on you. So for that reason, there is a very high chance that if a person is not doing spiritual practices, if the person doesn't have a spiritual teacher, if he doesn't have in his surroundings people who are on this path of going out of this illusion and breaking free, as they say, from the matrix, uh, then this opportunity of power that the person gets, he might, let's just say, waste it, or get a very small percentage of the healing and the answers compared to what he or she could have received. So for that reason, I look upon mushrooms. On one hand, it's like a energy magical potion. Second of all, this magical potion is made from the essence of the code outside of the code from everything around us is being constructed and built. And thirdly, it's a specific spirit which can assist us to get connected with our soul and then later on with our higher self and the greater spirit. As it's a great spirit, it can provide you in going up in the spirit realm. So there's the soul, there's the higher self, and there's the spirit. The spirit of the mushroom, it comes down, gives you energy, and it can guide you up. But eventually you only go to that level to which your soul has developed if you're doing by yourself. If you're doing it with a shaman or professional person working in spiritual knowledge, then eventually that person can create space in which you can go even to higher realms rather than your soul has just developed. And through this, it's very sacred experience when you will start to see from the top how everything happens, and this will allow your soul to evolve even faster to higher realms. So mushrooms are a friend and an ally which are being hidden in plain sight with the people who search for that extra strength. Well, they find it. So I inspire you, my brother, to make your own studies, researches. Just try it and then make your own explanation of what you have felt, experienced. And for everyone, just know our life, it's a beautiful, interesting game. How sad it would be if a person would enter an epic RPG game or an unbelievable, awesome game, and he would only get stuck on the first location or the second location and thinking that's it. No, that's what I call wasting time. When we lose the opportunity and the curiosity to life, and we're stopped acting in the self-discovery of ourselves in the surrounding world and reality. And mushrooms can remind you on how less we know and how much there is to learn. And this is, I think, why the creator and nature has created such beautiful tools which can assist us in truly remembering what is this game all about. As eventually there's very specific rules. So when there are specific rules, there's also a specific aim. There's a specific goal. Or maybe not. Well, may this be for another video, another talk. I hope this information will find you and will inspire you to dive deeper, as these are just my words and my perception and my explanation. I would love to hear from your side with the recommendation, with the cloud engineering, how it all works. Is it a virtual machine? Is it a mind machine? Now, where are mushrooms? Where's my soul? Where's God the creator? I would love to hear you and all the rest of you, my dear watchers, opinion. So I hope this was an interesting video for you. I much enjoyed it. And namaste. Let's continue the self-discovery journey.